Trevor Griffiths, it seems safe to say, is one of the most historically acute writers of our time, in several senses. First of all, in the more obvious sense that he's treated a remarkable number of critical historical moments, some of them more than once. The American Revolution, the French Revolution, pre-revolutionary Russia, the formation of the Bolshevik Party, the consolidation or the horrors of Stalinism, the Italian revolutionary strike wave of 1920, the Spanish Civil War, of course, famously John Reed and Louise Bryant, and the formation of the American Communist Party, the race to the pole, the transport workers' strike in this country of 1911, the Labour Party from various points of view, the Conservative Party, the experience of Thatcherism, neo-Nazism, the Gulf War, and our own party, the Trotskyist movement in Britain at an earlier stage of development. And other kinds of pieces as well. Obviously, those aren't the only sorts. About more intimate matters, family, husbands and wives, the consequences of illness, the death of love and relationships. The historical pieces grapple with human behavior and emotion, and the intimate pieces, I think, are informed by a historical approach. Even when husbands and wives are screaming at each other, one gets a very distinct sense of the moment, the historical moment, and the set of social relationships within which that occurs. And as a historical realist, if I can use that phrase, and I'd clarify that, I think Trevor Griffiths is highly unusual in our period, perhaps unique. And when I say realist, I don't mean in the sense of a capital R with a given particular school, but someone in various forms seeking to get at the truth of the historical process for very contemporary and compelling reasons. I would say about his writing, and I can't at the moment think of anyone else about whom I would say it, that if you were to read, or preferably see, his plays and films, that you would have some sense of the contours of the 20th century, particularly the first half of it, and then the problems that some of those events created in the second half for the last several decades. As people genuinely lived and felt and experienced them. My final point in this introduction. I think he's a remarkably honest writer, gifted with considerable objectivity. As with any artist, not everything is an equal quality, and I don't agree necessarily with the implications of every piece, but I think anyone who's honest with him or herself, no one who's honest with him or herself could deny that Trevor makes a strenuous effort to get the picture right, to give everyone his or her due. He puts himself in the shoes of the various characters and understands what they do and why they do it. Everyone has his reasons in his pieces, but not in the sense of a sort of flaccid, there are two sides to every question, because the whole is always infused with an impulse of opposition to the existing order. So the simultaneous multi-sidedness and urgency of the approach is highly unusual. And this is not pat material. So often when we speak about political material, your sort of eyes glaze over, because it's just a fleshing out of a sort of pat and already conquered idea. Writers or artists explore what they don't fully understand. That's the whole point of the process, the whole point of the undertaking. So I think that the issue here is being oriented to critical moments, to having an awareness of what critical moments are, but writing about aspects of those moments around which significant political and moral problems remain. These are living questions. These are open questions. Both knowing something, knowing very important things, but not everything, so that spaces are opened up rather than closed off.